Okay, darling. It's Wednesday. We need to do so many things today. We need to go fix motorcycle. Okay, number one.
Yeah.
Change my watch.
I see.
You want to say again?
I see.
Yeah, I want to take this one, make fit.
for you already.
You did. Come.
No,
ไปแล้ว
กิ๊กทุก
ไปแล้ว Quick.
Wow.
Come, and we want to go check the house and make pay for house.
Yeah.
Quick. Too many things. Too many things. You can find somewhere for restaurant. Okay, no problem.
Okay, later find.
Quick. Now. Come now, darling. Quick. Time to go. What you doing now?
You go first.
Why you want to put gold on? We're just working today. She's always going to look her best. Yes, here in Thailand, image is everything. And you've got to put your gold on if you have gold. If you don't put your gold on, then you'll also, it's just one of those things you have to deal with when you're here in Thailand. Yeah, so this is the machine of a dream. This is Mother's old motorcycle. It's quite a few years old now. Yes, Dan ran up the back of the utility and sort of smashed the front fairing here and needs to have the light replaced. The rear brake cable is broken or not working properly, so that needs fixing up. What else we got? Yes, the suspension on this thing here, but basically just needs reworking. I think it's just the shocks are just dead on it, so we might have a look at that as well. But other than that, it runs fairly reliably. Now, of course, one of the difficult things is, like, we did take it down to the shop. And when I say shop, that's the local Yamaha shop that's down there on the main road. It's about 1 kilometre away, which we just have to ride down for. Now they've given us a quote of about $5,000, 5,000 baht, or 4,500 baht just to replace the fairing, and then all the other stuff was on top of that. So Chanya this morning has already been out once already and talked to the locals guys down here, the guys that fix up the tyres and stuff like that. Like I said, this little backyard shop, you might call it, in a backyard workshop that's just on the side saw here. And they said they could do the whole thing for 4,500 baht. So we're going to go there and get that sorted out. So the machine of the dream is here, ready to go. Of course, Chanya wants to take the other bike as well, so that she doesn't have to walk back. But that's the way it is here in Thailand. Nobody likes to walk. Got a nice warm day today as well. So so the first thing to do is go and sort out the motorcycle. The second thing is, of course, go and get the watch fitted, and then we'll go and find somewhere to have lunch. So it's a bit of a sort of a mess around day, giving you a bit more of a snapshot of the daily life sort of routine that we have to deal with on a sort of, well, not on a daily basis, but on a weekly basis. There's the sort of things that never really make vlogging, like excitement, but most people actually like to know, well, it's not always a bed of roses here when we want to do stuff. You still got to do the stuff that needs to get done just to have a good life, and that requires you to make sure things are working. Anyway, so don't know where she's got to now. She went upstairs to get something. Anyway, we'll get going, and we'll just take you up to the shop and give you a bit of a sort of a run around through the little shop while she does the transaction. Then we'll go and get the watch done. And then we'll get back here, grab the car, and then go off. So it's giving you a bit of an idea of obviously the location. Our house is just down here, just past the yellow flags down there. And this is where the shop is. Okay, so he has the key, he has the motorcycle, he knows what to do. These guys have fixed holes and tyres before and a few other things. They changed Chanya's exhaust over on the CB. They're just a local shop and they do a pretty good job. So now we're going to jump on the Fino. Now where we go, you can drive?
Sure.
You can drive me today. You can chauffeur. But of course the problem there, is she says another second-hand motorcycle only cost about 10,000 baht. So why do you want to spend 5,000 baht to fix it? And I said, well, and then of course the new motorcycle, run around and do all the green book changing, and you know how it goes. It's one of those sort of things. It's just a massive inconvenience, especially on a second hand. Making sure it's all legal, and then insurance and crap like that. And then of course you've got to go and get it. So might as well spend the money and fix the other one up. Anyway, so all I'm trying to do is trying to negotiate the long hair. Oh my God. Lovely blonde hair, darling.
What? Okay, I make short hair.
It's I want you make short hair, yeah.
Short, very short เลยนะ
Yeah, I want you make short hair. Okay. So, you're gonna, slow down.
You like me make very short hair?
No, I want shoulder length, shoulder hair.
No.
Hair on the shoulder, it's okay. I think you look
Why
pretty.
not?
I think you look pretty, darling.
Are
So
you
where
sure?
we got to fix the watch?
นี่ไง
Yeah,
นี่ไง
where? You show me.
อินเตนนาฬิกา
I don't
เม
see.
คนาฬิกา make the
Oh, here, okay. See, it's all in Thai. I can't read this, darling.
you cannot read
Okay, so this one, near the gold shop. Near Shop Gold, yep. Oh, it's actually, no, it's not actually gold. It's like a general shop, I guess. Wait. This one, this shop here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Here I can see. Have lock everything. Okay. Good. Okay, we'll go in here and have the watch fixed and sized up. I'm sure most of these shopkeepers don't like to be on the camera, so we'll get it done and we'll sort of turn the camera back on. Well, that was a quick, was it 50 baht for the fix the watch? Yes, so it's now
only take 50 baht
50 baht, so basically $2 to make it fit perfect. Oh, good. Now I have matching watch. Now we go back home. This is one of the things I love about Thailand. Just simple things like that. I also got some AAA batteries for.
Oh, sorry, I forget.
You my taxi,
You're welcome.
come win taxi. Hey. Really? Really? Wait. Okay. ไปแล้ว
You show us this?
What
Show
Tim?
color in the light.
Where you going now? Huh?
You show what in the light?
I already showing the light before. Yeah.
No, you're not so light start.
Look. Oh, it looks like very nice color. But anyway, we'll look at that later on. Yeah, so back up the soy here, back to our house. This is what I love about just the way things work around here. Just, in this soy, just everything is just such a easy convenience for everyday living. It had never happened in Australia anywhere that I can think of. Like have your watch fitted, $2. Come on. Okay. Yep. Of course, nobody gives away to anybody around here in any way, shape or form. This is what you have to deal with. It's like the soy is like shared access all the time. Some of the constructions you see on the road, oh my God. Wait. It's okay, I hold you now.
But you not hold me.
Hey? Hey? Smile for the camera. คุณพิงจอง Okay, so that's the first two things out of the way. Oi,
Wait, what?
up. Stop here. Oh.
Oh, very fast.
Oi. Let me
Open the door.
open the door. That's my baby. Okay. Now,
Who baby?
you're my baby.
I told you, you
And
got
there's
to
a,
tell me what.
there's a mommy out. Hey, come. Yeah, she's owned us.
Today she,
Hey, she's owned us. Yes. This is my baby cat. That's the way. That's the girl.
Alan, today she have mouse today again.
She catch another mouse.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a good girl. Get her new fish.
She really good. She take some.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, outside here you see.
Good, good. She's always catching the mice. She's good. Anyway, next thing to do, we go pay house. It's too dark. They cannot see you. Come closer. Again, you want a dancing? Or you want the TikTok dance?
Yes.
Yes. Come now. ไปแล้ว
ไปไหน
I go see house. See house, pay house, and then
See how it's Sukhothai.
no, see house in
Why?
Sai Ha.
Why?
Come, Sai Ha. Quick.
That TikTok.
Life here is always amusing, no matter which way you look at it. Anyway, so I think we've got everything. I've got keys, I've got, well, let me just put the other watch inside so I don't have to carry that around. Yes, this little minx has owned us. Such is life. Anyway, let's go and sort out the other stuff. And so the only thing that hasn't been worked out right now is what is Mother going to drive, you know, just for the local shopping thing for the next 2 to 3 days while they fix a motorcycle. I tried to get that one sorted out, but unfortunately I didn't get an answer. I get a feeling she's going to be walking because she doesn't like she only likes the automatics, but I suppose, well, just looking at what we've got in the other vehicles parked around here, this one automatic, I think that's got a manual kickstart, so she probably doesn't like that. That one's on sort of like what, semi-automatic. This one here, I'm not quite sure whose bike that one is. That's a fully automatic, so she might be okay for the next 2 days. It's not raining, darling. Very hot. Anyway, so here we go. Oh, sorry about it.
Thailand.
Oh, wait.
Warren.
Yep.
Thailand want to have snow. Thailand want to have snow.
Why they want to have snow?
Thailand hot all the time. And
Yeah.
why ฝรั่ง like hot Thai like cool.
Because you have her hot all the time, darling.
Yeah.
Right, so you want to cool. But like Cody, he in Alaska, he have cool all the time. He want to come to Thailand because it's always hot, but not too hot. Not hot like Australia. Australia can be 45 degree. Bangkok maybe 38, 39. That's as high as it will go in Bangkok. But yeah.
How many Australia when
This time now in summertime can be 45, 46.
45 very hot.
Very,
now.
very hot, yeah. And I think you're not like Australia. Can go down, can be very cool, and can go very hot.
Why?
Big. Oh yeah. You're not like. Anyway, enough of the talking about our weather. Let's go and check out, see how the house is going. Yeah, so while she goes and sort of settles the monthly account, we'll go and have a look and see how the house is going. So looks like things are happening. I can see that they've got the windows on now, at least anyway. They've done a bit of outside painting there, so they've got the feature rendering done. I think that's what you would call it anyway. And as I said, we've got the window panes on. Electrical sockets haven't been done yet, but getting an idea of the space now. It's starting to look like a bit of a house. Oh, Stephen's room's not finished yet, but we'll have to sort that out later. Yes, somebody asked about the dual kitchen. This extra kitchen here was added on extra on the plans before we actually sort of settled to take the house. This would have been the original kitchen space, but knowing Thais, it's nice to have two kitchens. You know, a place to put the fridge and all that sort of stuff, all the other ancillary bits and pieces. Bathrooms, not much different there. Yes, got the windows in the back here, so it is coming along quite nicely. I can see they've got the railings on. Yep, second room. Other second room, third room, bathroom, main room with the ensuite. Okay, we haven't got the railing on yet, but all the glass is done. It's starting to look fairly bright. With all the paintwork done. There's still got a bit more, I think, second coats to do yet. But yeah, so it's coming along nicely. So I've had a few questions about the house because new people on the channel, sort of not really going back to the back catalogue, and I'm a little bit on the slack side for doing, that linking up on videos and going back to the back catalogue and sort of saying, watch this one there. You know how it works. It's a lot of work maintaining, especially when you've got 500 plus videos on your channel. So yes, the place is 4.1 million baht. That was a question that was asked. Now the plan is to put, like right now, banks are after a 20% deposit before they'll guarantee a loan. Now we'll have the 20% deposit next month, which is March. So that sort of settles that part of it down. I've only been moving a small amount of pod across each month to cover that. Just so it doesn't sort of raise any red flags with the banking system. You just try to do it so it looks benign. Moving mass amounts of money, they get a little bit upset about it because basically they're losing money, aren't they? It's going out of your bank into somebody else's bank, so they always sort of tend to get a bit, shirty about this sort of thing. So we've just been moving the money across, like a bit at a time. And that'll be through, as I said, we'll have the final 20% deposit in March. So that's one more transfer. Okay, so I've elected to do what they call a down payment plus pay the house off. That basically gives me sort of a little bit more of assurance, the fact that everything is going to be stable and sweet, and the families, like there is a part of our family or the other side of the family that has done some weird things, like they kicked grandmother out of her house because they wanted to sell it because they wanted the money to do something or other else, which left Pa to look after grandmother in her final years, which wasn't really nice, and so that caused a bit of a rift in the family, if you know what I mean. And if they're going to do that to their own kin, if you went and put money straight down and bought the house outright, who's to know what sort of weird shit they're going to do to try to win something over somebody or other else. We talk, there's a lot of talk in the expat channels and the things like Thai Visa and a few others, everybody kicking the tires of the way Thailand works. Farang's always getting the short end of the stick. Well, it's not only Farang, right? Basically, Thais will like they will do whatever they can. Money is money. That's it. And if they can find a way around of getting more for less, then basically you're a prime target. So you just got to cover all bases. That's the way it works in Thailand. Make sure you're secure. But anyway, so apart from that would have given us, like if they were going to try to do some sort of shonky thing, which I thought was very highly doubtful anyway. But if they did, then of course they'd be left holding the bag, with having to pay the mortgage off and things like that. So, it wouldn't have been a big loss. You want to go and have a look? Okay. You want me to come? You want me to come? She wants me to come and look through the house again. Okay, so. In saying that, that was the way I was planning it. Now, of course, things change here, right? Currently, we've had this COVID-19 thing here now for pretty much getting on 12 months. The most recent development we've had is the fact that Uncle has managed to score himself a transfer at a very senior level from Pratam Thani to Sisamrong. I don't know, where are you going? Oh, you want to take some photos? Yeah, so he's managed to go from Pratam Thani and move to Sisamrong at a senior police position. And so now he plans to move to Sukhothai. Okay, so one thing led to another, and now Chanya's actually been giving some very serious thought to the whole idea of why don't we live in Sukhothai? Well, Sisamrong, which is north of Sukhothai, it's the next town up. It's only a small town, but she could have a sort of salon there, and we'd build our house up there. So she wanted to know how much money I've got access to. And I sort of said, well, the budget I had, as I said, was $1 million for the whole housing project here, and that was going to leave, extra for other things. I've got more money than that, but the thing is, it's just, it's all to do with, where you allocate the money. So I said, well, what we should do, if you want to move to Sukhothai, right, we'll make sure we get the lease on mother's land, so the fact that it's ours and the lease is solid and rock solid, and nothing goes wrong there, because you don't want to again have something go wrong with family and then you're stuck with the hole in the bag sort of thing. So we'll make sure that's all done. We'll get a sort of 100-year lease on, I think, a third of a rai of land up there. I think mother's got 2 or 3 rai, maybe even more. I think might be closer to 4 rai of land up there. But it's in 3 different plots. So we're going to, anyway, to cut a long story short, we are going to do a run up to Sukhothai in March, and do a full scoping out of the exercise. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be probably 4 to 6 weeks from now. We'll have a video out. We'll do a couple of videos out there. We're going for 2 to 3 days. But so instead of saying that, let's budget for $1.5 million to build a house up there. And make sure what sort of house we want. Well, we want a downstairs in a area which is sort of open. We want a sort of downstairs kitchen for obviously the necessary things. The upstairs will be for family rooms, like bedrooms and the computer den. We want to make sure it's fairly up high because Sukhothai has had floods in the past, and we've had the what they call the dikes on the river break. They've done a lot of work on that recently over in the last 2 to 3 years to fix those areas where it spilled over last time. But yeah, we've had water issues in the past, so we want to make sure the motorcycles are going to be protected if the water comes up, and of course we don't lose any property and things like that. So we need to make sure that's all done. So the downstairs fairly well raised, similar like we've got here. We're raised here above, I think 2 metres above the mean water line here. And of course, it's another 12 inches of concrete above that. This place here is fairly secure for any sort of localised flooding we might hear in Bangkok. It's one of the reasons why we chose this place. But again, we'll be sort of covering off those sort of issues there as well. But yes, so that's an option we've got. So, as I said, we'll have the 20% deposit here by March. Building a house would just be, you pay a bit here, like you pay to get the plan done, you pay, you give them the money for that. It might cost a couple of 100,000 baht to get the plans and all the surveying done and all that sort of stuff. I really don't know the pricing yet. And then you'll lay the concrete, then you'll obviously put the base down. Not sure how long you're going to set the base for. Put your concrete slab down for obviously that part, to build on. The house is on stilts. We'll be doing sort of like a brick style like this one here. Probably using Besser blocks. I think Besser blocks are the easy for up in that area because it gets a bit on the hot side in summertime. We might sort of push 38, 39 degrees in the middle peak summer up in Sukhothai. So maybe sort of Besser block walls for upstairs and downstairs. A good. All that sort of stuff. So we'll be going for a 3-bedroom plus a study. We won't probably need the 4-bedroom, but of course when we do the master bedroom, I'm going to make sure that we have built-in wardrobes to take all of Chanya's clothes and the few that I've got as well. So that's going to be part of the design. And it's going to be one of the things I'm interested in is about getting the whole design thing done right, so it's exactly perfectly the house you want. It'll work out about the similar size we've got here, but it's just going to be better leverage for space because I might run something up in 3D Max, 3D Max, Blender. I might run up a house plan in 3D in Blender, print that out and so say this is what we want, this is the basic size we want, and give them some starting points so that then when they come to design the house, all they got to do is basically take that. They've got the basic measurements. They can then read pre-draft that, put all the electrical in and all the other sundry bits. I haven't done house plans since bloody secondary school, so it's not something that I'm completely out of my depth. We had industrial art back then where we learnt all that sort of stuff. I think my fourth year exam was based on, I drew the house plans for Brett Avenue, which actually got a 95% mark, which obviously got me through fourth year, which was a lot of fun. But yes, aside from that, that's something that's happening. So yeah, I think I've answered all the questions. I don't know. She wants to go upstairs. Be back shortly. What you say?
Very nice room for computer.
Yes, desk go here, L-shaped desk here. I have UPS power go here, and I have window here. I can say, hello. Yeah. And it only has the morning sun. This one here for big clothes room, big wardrobe for you, yeah?
For my dress, this
one. You want this big room for you what?
Yeah,
for studio?
Yes, studio for makeup, for everything. Yes. Room for sleep, only sleep. Room for my bed, and have one room for computer for you.
Darling, I love you. I love you so much. You're so crazy. Yeah, so anyway, sorry, it's a bit on the hollow side for talking, but yeah, so everything's sort of going according to plan. We're expecting to see the place probably finished here in April, at the latest May. Things are sort of, moving along quite well here in Thailand on building sort of structures and things like that. So that's not looking like any sort of real challenge. I don't think there's going to be any delays. I know when Rob had his house built, there were some delays which caused some anxiety. And it was, I think, finished over 6 months late. But don't forget that was all, COVID starting up sort of thing, and people didn't know what the hell was going on. Things have sort of got used to everything now. And of course, you can start to see this one here looks like it's been moved into. As I said, we've seen that one before. This one on the corner here, they're doing final touches. Looks like they've levelled the ground. They've got the steel in the what do you call it? Steel in the fencing. They still haven't put the steel in the fencing here, and we've got a lot of rubbish around here and there. I guess once they finish that house, then they'll move on to this and they'll start to level things out. But yes, so things are moving along, at a Thai pace, which is, you can see progress at least anyway. That's the main thing. I think that's as long as you see progress, you're all good. As for doing the building the house, well, I don't know how that's going to work out. We're going to have to look at that, of course, when we do our little Sukhothai trip and spend 2 to 3 days up there. Anyway, that's enough talking about the house. I think we've covered all the details. Yes, doing a build up in Sukhothai, which means you pay as you go, and that way you're sure to getting the house finished. If a builder doesn't complete the work, you don't pay them, and you can have another builder in, sort of thing. And that does happen as well. But of course, having the senior police, what do you call it? Division head being your uncle, I don't think we're going to want to mess with that sort of side of things. For the Poo Yai, for the big wig in Sukhothai as well. He lives in our little farming community as well. He drives a big 5-class Mercedes. So I don't think anybody want to sort of mess with the family and sort of shortchange anybody. So we've got a fairly good assurance of the fact that work will get completed. Just as getting it completed on time and how long it's going to take, and well, that's one of the things. I've just always said to Chanya, I said, look, I want you to be happy, darling. When you're happy, I'm happy. Yeah. So if you're happy and I have internet, everything will be good. Okay.
And I have everything. No have internet. I think good too.
No. I have
because
internet.
when no have internet, you carry me a lot, and now you play a lot game.
But you work. I play game when you
Okay, I
work.
stop working.
No,
you stop play game.
no. I want you working.
Bye, let's go.
Okay, let's go find some lunch. I know the video is getting a bit long already, so we're just going to do a recap on lunch and then we'll be out of here. Anyway, for lunch today we've decided we're going to stop here at Wat Don Wai, which is a water market. There's a few eateries on the actual river as well. We've eaten here before a few times in the past, but we've been sort of more interested in the cafes lately than in one of the places that's always been open, which is Wat Don Wai water market. And again, Wat Don Wai means the fact that it's actually got a big temple and everything else, but the marketplace is just down here. Yeah, look, I could probably, if I was proactive, I could probably put some links for videos we did before, but that was a couple of years ago. Things changed so dramatically here in Thailand that it's very hard to keep up. You've got to keep on doing videos of the same things over and over again. Anyway, Wat Don Wai, it's a water market. Yeah, so this might be Wednesday lunchtime. Before COVID, this place here, even on a Wednesday, would be buzzing with activity. This is how slow things have got over the last 12 months. Closed stalls, but yeah, it's we got the Thailand River just out there with the reeds coming. Looks like we've got tide coming in at the moment. And it's a fruit and vegetable market with all sorts of other bits and pieces. But on the river itself, we've got a few eateries which we might go and have a look at. Because one of the things that always strikes me about these markets, you can look at every stand or every second stand.
Mom, she likes this one.
Yeah, she wants to come back here. But they all sell the same stuff. You always wonder how they manage to sort of do any business. I guess it's to do with position. But ultimately, everybody's selling the same sort of stuff, fruit and vegetable. And I'm not quite sure what qualifies the best place to buy stuff from, but you won't go short of food at least anyway. Yeah, you always got to watch yourself. There's always motorcycles running through the market. It obviously beats me how they let people get away with it, but such is life. This is Thailand. Just through one of the little alleyways here, we've got an eatery. One of the things about Wat Don Wai here is it's very good for seafood. And you've got 3 or 4 places to choose from. There's this one here, and then of course that one. I don't know which one. To choose. But sit over here. It's okay. Still in the shade. We can stop here. I think it looks good. A nice area to sit. But yes, they're very good for seafood. And as I said, you can come by road to get here from Bangkok. It's it's fairly easy to get through from the 2 major Western distributors. Or you can go to Wat Wai King. It's okay. You can help. A mini photo. Yeah. It's again. You have a pretty a nice picture menu. Yeah. And she's already ready to take a meal and take our order, but I have got no idea. Getting out here again, you can go to Wat Wai King, and there's usually a ferry that comes up here. The ferry comes up here, I'm not quite sure how often, probably every hour. Maybe not so much these days without the tourists that bounce between the two, Wat Wai King and Wat Don Wai. But that's how we've come here many times before. Take the little river cruise up, eat here, then go back to Wat Don Wai, go back to Wat Wai King. Anyway, rather than me talk, let's see if we can get some ordering done. Yeah, so these little boats over here across the other side of the river, and there's one parked in just here. They normally go up and down, but it looks like there's not much activity because there's really not many people around the place. God, we can still hear that little longtail boat all the way down there. You could do with a muffler on it. But yeah, we'd like to have a nice location to sit down and have lunch, and this is as good a place as any. She couldn't find a cafe local that she wanted to go to. So I said, let's go to Wat Don Wai. And she's quite happy to go Wat Don Wai. So today, what do you got here? So it's roast pork.
Pork.
What? Come.
ขาหมู Thailand said ขาหมู
Caramel
ทอ
white.
ดกรอบ
What this like? Roast pork?
I don't know
It's like looks like it's pork. It's a pork on the leg. Yeah. So, some seafood and seafood rice. That's good enough for dinner. And some Pepsi and some many sauces. One good thing about this place here is it's not too expensive. Alright, mate? Alright, okay. It's hard to believe how few people there are here at the moment. The place is so empty. Normally it's bumper to bumper. But there's just nobody here. That's obviously the effect of the current COVID situation. Doesn't matter what time of the day you came here last year, well, before COVID, this place was always pumping. I can't resist cashews. They're a good nibble snack, high protein. When you're gaming, at least it's better than that sort of the sugars and sweets that you normally game with. A few of these things, they'll keep you pumping for a while. Of course, one thing you've got to watch out for is, a few people have asked, why am I always wearing a hat? And if you've never actually sort of done anything in Thailand, you will never understand the fact that Thai people are shorter. And so it's actually good to have some sort of head protection. Even though it's minimal, it's not like wearing a helmet, but it's got a good front brim, so you're going to walk into things like, here we go, so here's a beam here. You get a good warning before you actually hit it. And you don't sort of clobber yourself in the forehead, That's why I wear a hat. You just never know where you're going to have a low beam, and if you're not paying attention to where you walk, you're going to be in real serious trouble. The place sort of moves off into a residential sort of walkway down through there. That's all right, just looking. This course moves out to the back of the temple that way, and we'll make our way back now. It's a fairly large market. Something glitters. I think she's found something she wants. 10 baht for a little band. I think it's a hair band, isn't it? Very good. What's this for? Your hair? For your hair? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. They got lots of stuff here. I think she wants to get something for Mother. I can't believe how many sweets they have here. It's incredible. Yes, I think the Thais' waistlines are getting bigger. They've fallen in love with all the sugar stuff. And of course, Thai cooking tends to have a lot of sugar in it most of the times. Yes, you could definitely sort of have a problem with your waistline around here. It's just, oh my God, seriously. Anyway, none of that's for us. I'm on a diet. Honestly, in a market, I could do an hour-long video and still not cover a full market, going through pricing and everything else. Of course, if you want me to do that sort of stuff, you need to tell me that you'd like to get a little bit more in-depth about Thai marketplaces. They're just, as far as I'm concerned, they're a daily or a weekly convenience, no matter which market you go to. And I don't know what she's got to go get something now. Like I said, it's a big market. They've got a terrarium garden as well. You have everything now? Take something from there. Good. Okay, well, it looks like we're out of here. Car's just around to the left and then hang a right, and we're gone. Yeah, sorry, it's a bit of a long one today, but a lot of things to do. We've still got more stuff. I think we're going to go and pay 3BB for the internet services. What else have we got to do? Anything else?
Pardon?
You've got to pay 3BB, and you need to buy something from the shop, some salad.
Something,
need to go.
everything.
Yeah, so off to Sai Sam.
Pay for BB, pay for phone,
pay for everything.
Today have busy a lot now.
Busy today, yes, busy today. Day off from salon and very, very busy. Okay, people, peace out, and we'll catch up with you next week. Bye for now. Hey, bye for now. See you.
I can't.
Okay, bye.